Hello, everyone. Part 2, annuities. Annuities are a special case of the multiple cash flow. So what is the annuities? If the cash flow holds these three characteristics, these conditions, then it is called annuity. Payment should be identical, same payment. So $100 all the time. All periods are evenly spaced. So monthly, yearly, semi-annually, whatever, like evenly spaced. And then same interest rate between each period. So interest rate doesn't change. There are three different types of annuity. First one is called the perpetuity. Perpetuity's payments occurs at the end of each period, and it never stops. Payments occur forever, infinite problem. The second one is ordinary annuity. So ordinary annuity payments take place at the end of the period, and it is matured. Third one is annuity due. Its payments take place at the beginning of the period, and it ends. So it is matured. Starting with perpetuities, it is not easy to get the present value of the perpetuity because it is infinite problem. Fortunately, we have a very simple formula, which is present value equals to payment, the same payment divided by discount rate, interest rate, R. That's the formula for perpetuity. So find the present value of infinite annual cash flow of $1 with 10% discount rate. So payment is $1, R is 10%, so 0.1. Present value is simply 1 divided by 0.1, which is $10. That's the present value of the perpetuity. Just remember this formula. Second one is called ordinary annuities. So ordinary annuity means you have 3-year cash flow and same payment, $100, and at the end of each period. So first period end, second period end, third period ends, $100 cash flow. So how to get the present value of this annuity? It is time to use the TBM function, PMT button. Again, TBM function, the third row. To use the TBM function, you need to clear first. So clear TBM first. Second, clear TBM. And then number of period is 3 years, so 3. So 3N. Interest rate, 10%. And interest rate. And the PMT is the payment of annuity. And payment of annuity is $100. So 100 PMT. And then future value equal to 0 because besides these 3 cash flows, there's no other cash flow left at the end of the period, the third year. So 0. And then compute PV, present value. Then you must have negative $248.69. So that's the present value. As you know, this negative means cash is out. So it means that if you receive $100 for the next 3 years, then you need to pay $248.69 today to get a 10% interest. That's what it means. What about future value? Future value is all very similar. So future value, we also need to use second clear TVM first, and then 3N, and interest rate 10, and the payment is 100. And now we don't have any present value, and compute future value. Then you have future value equals to negative 331. Okay, so that the value is $331. Again, this negative means the direction of cash flow. You can also use Excel. There's Excel spreadsheet. Let's open Excel. And then share again. Yes, here. This is Excel expression you're going to use. So n equal to 3, I is 10%. When you use Excel, you need to have percentage. PMT 100 and future value 0. Then you have PV equals to the PV. The first is rate, so interest rate. Second one is the number of period. Third one is PMT. Fourth one is FV. And then finally type. If type is 0, then if cash flows occurs at the end of the period, then type is 0. That's case of ordinary annuity. So this is the case. So simply put 0, or you can just leave it blank. Then you have $248.69. Same thing here, 3, 10%, and now present value 0, PMT 100, and calculate the future value, rate, number of period, PMT is a B10, and then present value and type is 0, 331. Okay, you have same answers. Same answers. You can use this spreadsheet. What about annuity due? So annuity due, everything is the same except the timing of cash flow. So you need to change the timing of cash flow. The calculator has the mode of this timing of cash flow. The default mode is so-called end mode, END mode. It means that each cash flow you put will occur at the end of the period. Now we can change to BGN mode, begin mode. Now, if you change the mode of calculate to BGN, then all cash flows occur at the beginning of period. So how to change it? You press second, and then there is BGN button. You should see end here. We need to change. So press second again and press set. Then this end change to BGN. Then press C. And what happened is you choose this small letter BGN top right corner. Then you are on the BGN mode. Now find the present value of 3-year $100 annuity due with 10% discount rate is very similar, very similar. So first, what you have to do is you need to press, so you are on the BGN mode, second, and clear TVM, n equal to 3, the 3n, 10 interest rate, and then 100 PMT, and 0 future value, and compute present value, then PV equals to, you choose the negative 273.55. Okay. Same future value, second, clear TVM, then 3N, 10 on interest rate, $100 PMT, and 0 present value, and compute future value, then you should have future value equals to negative 364.1. So same inputs. The only difference is you are on the BGN mode. After using this, you need to go back to the end mode all the time. So second, BGN, now you have BGN, right? Second, set, then this BGN change to end. Then you will be on end mode. Don't forget, always go back to end mode after using this BGN mode, because most problems should be end mode problem. You can also use Excel. Just click this, the icon, Excel icon, and you will have this spreadsheet again. So annuity due one. Now 3, 10%, and $100. Then the present value equals 2. Now again, same rate, number of periods, PMT payment, and future value. And for annuity due, you put 1. Then you have 273.55. Here also the same. Actually PMT 100, and this is 0. And future value, the interest rate, and the payments, and then present value, and BGN is 1, then 364.1. Okay, so that is how to get annuity due present value, future value using Excel. Now, if you don't want to use this BGN and mode changes, then there's another way. Because these two OA and AD, the ordinary annuity and the annuity due, has exact same cash flow, exact same interest rate, exact same number of periods, but the only difference is timing. So each cash flow occur 1 period sooner, which means that the value of annuity due is always just the value of ordinary annuity times just 1 more years, 1 plus R. So there's general relationship, these two, present value of annuity due equals to present value of ordinary annuity times 1 plus interest rate. Future value of annuity due equals to future value of ordinary annuity times 1 plus interest rate. So that's another way to get the value of annuity due. So just to use the present value ordinary annuity one, and then using this formula, calculate annuity due values. That's another way. I like this way because I don't have to change the mode of calculator. Next part, non-annual payments. So find the present value of 3-year ordinary annuity of now $100 monthly payment with 10% discount rate. Now the difference between the previous problem and this problem is, previous problem is annual payment problem, this problem monthly payment problem. So it means that you should have different interest rate because this 10% rate is always annual rate. For monthly problem, you should have monthly interest rate. And then you also need to change number of periods because not 3, because this is monthly. So how many months? 3 times 12, 36 months. And again, second, clear TVM first, all right? And 36N. Interest rate is simply 10 divided by 12. 10 is annual rate, number of periods, 12 divided by 12, interest rate. Payment is 100. So PMT 100. Future value 0. And compute present value. Then present value equals to negative $3,124.95. So present value is $3,124.95. So for a non-annual problem, you need to change 2 things. First, number of periods. Second, interest rate. Again, there is an Excel icon here, right? So if you click the Excel spreadsheet, then this spreadsheet pop up. So N is now 3 times 12. I is 10% divided by 12%. This is 10%, right? So it's actually that 1%, 0.83%. Payment is 100, and future value 0, and present value, number of periods, actually a rate first. So interest rate, number of payments, PMT, and future value, and type is just 0, then $3,099.12. Let me verify my previous answers actually, because it looks different, right? I think this must be wrong because, oh, that's why. I actually made a mistake in the previous example because I did not change the mode of calculator. Oh, so for this one, everything same. If you compute the present value, then Excess right. PV equals to negative $3,099.12. Big mistake. I'm sorry about that. But this is probably the importance of changing the mode of calculate back to the end. Back to the calculator. I mean Excel. Then again, you can calculate future value to the 36, same. And then this is 10% divided by 12. And if you increase the number of decimal places, 0.83%, present value 0, PMT 100, and then future value equals to interest rate, number of periods, payments, and then present values, $4,178.18. Okay. Now next pop quiz. Suppose you win the Publishers Clearinghouse 10 million sweepstakes. Oh, it's nice. The money is paid in equal annual installment of $333,333.33 over 30 years. If the prop rate discount rate is 5%, how much is the sweepstakes actually worth today? Now the hint is find the present value of ordinary annuity of $333,333.33 over 30 years with 5% discount rate. Please solve. Right. So find the present value of this. Again, second, clear TVM. And the n equals to 30. And interest rate is 5%, so 5 interest rate. And the payment is $333,333.33 and PMT. And future value is 0, so 0 future value. And compute present value, then PV equals to, you should have negative $5,124,150.29. So the value of this win is $5,124,150.29. So the present value of this cash flow. Okay, that's the end of the part 2. See you in part 3.